What's up? We are live. What's going on, people? It's been a long time since I actually did a live stream like this, so I'm super excited. In today's video or this live thing, um, basically what I'm doing is going over viral videos and stuff and just studying them. Something that I've just been focusing a lot more on these days is just kind of documenting my life as we go, like behind the scenes. I don't think, like, as much as I talk about like my mental state and all that, something I don't do a lot is just like talk about the work I do and some of my goals that I really aspire to do, which I'll break down in a second. First of all, I gotta upload the thumbnail while people are coming in and stuff. So I've prepared a little bit before this live stream kicks off. So let's refresh this. Spent way too much on a freaking thumbnail that is only going to be a really quick video. It's probably going to go. I'm probably going to hide this later and stuff like that, since it doesn't really fit with the vibe of my YouTube channel. But where's my desktop? I put it over here. Look at this thumbnail. If you guys want to see the original photo, I think the original photo was something like this. So yeah, and that's even a little edited. I can't find the raw file though. I think it might be like here. That was a raw file. But yeah, like let me just change this really quick. And then let's make this, save that. So that will get some more attention while people are here. I have my comment section open so I can read any comments that come through. So while that's saving, let's see. Cool. Yeah, and before I kind of show my screen and all that, one of the things that have really influenced me over these last few months, not even few months, but like one of the things that has really influenced me over the last just few weeks is this book called 12-Week Year. And this is a really, really, really fire book. I'm going to do a book review on it for sure because it's been a game changer. If you can't tell, like I'm trying to lean out and all that. I'm on that no nut November and stuff. So like the premise of this book basically is how to get everything done in 12, like what you normally get done in a year in just 12 weeks. So it's a really fire book. I found a really great Notion template, which I'm going to show in a second. And we're just going to be breaking down some viral things. We got Aruj in the house. What's going on, my brother? Awesome to see you here. I'm only Tyler here. Thank you. Thank you for like, appreciate it, y'all. But speaking about this book, right? I actually found a really great Notion template right over here. This is my YouTube screen, and for some reason it's limited. What the frick? Maybe I'll request for a review. Huh. Weird. Oh well, whatever. Even if it's not monetized, I'm cool with that. Yeah, so I found this like really great Notion board by Zeroton. Really great. It goes along with like a lot of the 12-week work principles. And basically I've been breaking down my goals recently, and just to kind of bring attention to this area, hold on, I zoomed in really, really close. Hold on, let me move here. No, how do I, let's see. So, oh wow, hold on. Where is it? Where's my goals? Sorry. Let's look at Q1. Okay, if you look at the top, one of my goals for this quarter is to set up 3 group events, lose 10 pounds, close 120K deals in this last quarter, and hit 30K subs with 50K monthly views and 500 recurring revenue in AdSense in particular. I'm making a lot more on the back end, but it's just like that's the goals right now. And one of the sub goals I've been really failing at a lot is actually doing these video studies and stuff, studying viral breakthrough videos and stuff. If you watch Mr. Beast or any other YouTube creator, they'll tell you like dog, you need to watch like really, really great viral videos to understand what the algorithm wants. Not only the algorithm, but what people are really, really interested in. You got LX81. Welcome to the live stream. I'm streaming a bit earlier today, but I need to bang this out of the way and stuff. But I'll be honest, like in terms of video study, I've been missing this a lot. And I was trying to think this morning, like, what's a better way for me to kind of share what I do behind the scenes to make it a little bit more fun and just hold myself accountable. So I figure I would like go watch viral videos today and just kind of break it down for you and just show you the behind the scenes of like how I think of a YouTube video, and more importantly, like what I can implement into my videos eventually too, right? Because like the old school YouTube is a lot different than new school YouTube. And if you guys got any videos too, like feel free to drop them in the chat and stuff. Maybe I'll cover them on this one, maybe I won't. But what I basically did was that's my Notion board on the right. Let me exit some of my personal YouTube stuff. I love Brent Fayez Fireman. Let me close this. But basically what I did was I went on incognito mode. And yes, it is No Nut November, so no prawn today. But anyways, I digress. One of the things I like about incognito mode is just because it just recommends videos that you don't know about. If someone was completely new to YouTube, what would they be seeing and stuff? And it's really interesting. You can see some videos that are recommended 7 months ago. Oh shoot, I don't want to go there. Oh man.
Ain't about
You'll see things that from like weeks and weeks ago. You'll see some things from like 2 years ago. There's documentaries. You'll understand like what the most popular videos are on YouTube and kind of common themes. So I was just browsing on it and just like clicking on the things that really appeal to me and the things that I actually personally enjoy watching, because there's a lot of times there is a lot of times like, yeah, like I just pretend myself as a user and just see what catches my eye. For example, if I close, there's a little trick on YouTube where you like close your eyes and then open your eyes, and then you can see what catches your eyes for a good thumbnail. So if I were to do that, this one pops out. But basically what I did, just to save us time today, is to pilot, like to really get some videos that caught my eye and just break them down really quickly. So let me just reorganize my screen for a second. So on the right, I have my Notion board, where I have a bunch of question prompts of how I like look at videos and stuff. So I think the first one was this one. You can tell like I've been very inconsistent. November 1st and then October 24th. So I just thought it would be easier just to batch these up. This one was a really interesting video. Let me just make this. By the way, I haven't watched any of these videos yet, so I don't know what anything was, but this thumbnail really caught my eye because the thumbnail, like what first thing I noticed just from the thumbnail title for this one is that what I really like about this is that there's a yellow arrow pointing at something. And if it was any other color, like I've seen people use like green arrows, red arrows, like things like that. But there's something about the contrast of the color pointing to a specific item that really catches my eye. And then I'm just like, what is this about? And then like I read, oh, this house is not real. And I'm just like, what does that mean? So it doesn't really explain what the video is about, but then like, what does that mean? Vibe. It doesn't really explain what the video is about, but then I read the title, which is like, your city is full of fake buildings, here's why. And there's like her face is like, face vibe is like, what the fuck? right? It's just really, really interesting. So that's like my first impressions of the thumbnail too. And so what I'm going to do is like watch kind of like the things I like about this video, the hooks and all that, and this person, this creator, I think it's Answer in Progress, like really captures your attention. And I know nothing about this channel too. We're also going to go in the comments and see like how people react to this as well. So let me know if you guys want me to turn this up, anything else, but I'm going to try to like watch a little bit, commentate, and then just go forward. I might skip forward in this video too, just in case I get bored, and note the points where I get really, really bored. All right, let's go.
This building isn't real. None of these are. Around the world, there are dozens of buildings that look ordinary on the outside, but hide a secret behind locked doors and blacked out windows. There's like a little gated area here, so I'm gonna try and just look. So I rounded up my friends to figure out what's inside and why they exist.
One of these buildings is not real,
What
but
the
I
fuck?
can't
This is
figure
Casey
out
Neistat.
which one
Hold on.
that is.
Hold on for 1 second. Sorry, everything is like breaking right now. That was a bad idea to resize everything. So let's go back in a second. And something cool that I like to do too in like videos. So if I were to make this full size for a second, or at least bigger, is like show transcript, and I'll toggle timestamps off, right? And then I can actually read the transcript too and just see what the hook is. We got Wealth Engineering. Hey, salute. What's going on? Welcome to the stream today. So let's watch this again and make sure that we don't get confused with other videos like Casey Neistat. Hold on.
This building isn't real. None of
Ooh, I like that. Like the first part. Hook. I really like that. This building is not real. Yeah. Let's keep on
This
watching.
building isn't real. None of these are. Around the world, there are dozens of buildings that look ordinary on the outside, but hide a secret behind locked doors and blacked out windows. There's like a little gated area here, so
Okay, so right around 12 seconds. Around 12 seconds. I really like the narrative vlog style where it cuts to her. It almost gives like a, I don't know about you guys, if you guys have any insights too as you're watching this, it almost gives like a vlog personal feeling, like we're going on an adventure. It's really, really interesting. And I really like the initial like transcript, like, so this building is not real, and it just sets up a really great precedence, or like building the stakes, as most people say. So I really like this. This building is not real. None of these are. Around the world, there are buildings that are ordinary on the outside but hide a secret, and it's like building this adventure, which I really, really like. There's this gated community. This is the vlog part I was talking about, right? So I'm gonna move this down here. I really like that. About formatting, I'll just do it later, but let's keep on watching.
I'm gonna try and just look. So I rounded up my friends to figure out what's inside and why they exist.
One of these buildings
And why they exist. Yeah, I like this to figure out what's inside and why they exist. So that's like the stakes. Like, why does this actually happen? This kind of reminds me of like a Johnny Harris like intro.
To figure out what's inside and why they exist.
one of these buildings is not real, but I can't figure out which one that is.
But first,
It almost like, by the way, like I'm going to be spending a lot more time on the beginning versus like the middle, but I like this because it's like it brings back the have you guys ever seen like the Imposter series by like what's that called, Jubilee, where they're, or like I know Judeon has been reviewing like Beta Squad or something like that, where they try to identify the imposter. I really feel like it alludes to this kind of vibe. So Jubilee / Beta Squad, identify the imposter vibe. I really like that. It's really sick. Let's go.
First, I want to thank Native for sponsoring this portion of the video.
They're not sponsoring me, so I don't care.
Stick around, cruelty-free, knowing that
pay the bills. I think it was a big mistake, by the way, to put an ad so close, like, as well. And you can see this, like, so if you can't tell, you see this huge peak. People are just skipping the ad too. So, like, I wouldn't be so. I wish that they didn't have to, like. And this is it's like almost like a minute long ad. So they probably got a good payday, but it probably hurt the virality of this video.
Smelled incredible. Buildings were an urban legend. You know, something neighborhood kids say to explain that house on the block whose lights never turn on, just adding some spice to the suburbs. I basically forgot all about it until I was scrolling on the internet one day and I saw this photo. It might not look like it.
Okay. That's really cool. Like, this photo. That's like a Johnny Harris like type of technique, or not Johnny Harris technique, but Johnny Harris does it a lot, where he's like, this is this bag. He'll point out to something, right, over and over again, and it's just really, really interesting how that works, and it captures your attention immediately. I also really like the beginning part where it's like, she was just saying, let's go to beginning part.
Buildings were an urban legend.
Okay, I always thought that fake buildings were an urban legend, you know, to explain never turn the lights on, add some spice to the neighborhood. Like, curiosity. I like the personal anecdote. I think that's how you spell it. Nope, that's wrong. Anecdote. I like this part. It's really strong. I always thought fake buildings were an urban legend. I like this. Okay, let's keep on going.
You know, something neighborhood kids say to explain that house on the block whose lights never turn on, just adding some spice to the suburbs. I basically forgot all about it until I was scrolling on the internet one day and I saw this photo. It might not look like it, but this is an oil rig. And I thought, no way, that can't be true. Otherwise everyone would know about it, right? So I spent the next few days digging deeper and learning that not only are fake buildings real, they are way more common than you might expect.
Ooh, that's good. No way, this can't be true. And it just starts, I like this because it challenges an existing belief. And it's like, no way, that can't be true. So it starts this natural storytelling where you're like going on this adventure and shit and just like doing stuff. So it's pretty interesting. And I like this, like, this journey, the start of a journey. And you're just like lured in immediately, right? So I like that. Really interesting. Let's keep on going.
It's not just
Oh man, I can tell that she watches Johnny Harris too, because like Johnny Harris has like the whole map thing, and I like the whole pop thing too, like the pop and breaking out the map. That's really, really interesting.
LA. There's New York, Paris, Toronto. I'm in Toronto, and I have never heard of this, so I gotta get a closer look.
Yo, what's up?
What?
Could I ask you a favor?
Sure, I'm so tiny.
Am I legally obligated to say yes?
This reminds me of a Vox video, the phone a friend vibe. I like that.
Yes.
Fine.
You're going to New York, right?
Yes, for the pizza video.
Nice. While you're there, could you go to the buildings that I am sending you right now?
Okay. Are they safe?
This is not in my country.
Yeah, it's like Paris, which is like, what, a 2-minute walk from the UK?
Please.
So you're gonna go?
Fine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sick. Thank you! That's 2! We got them!
Okay. But what
I'm hanging up now, bye! Now while those two do that, I'm gonna explore Toronto.
Interesting. So it's kind of like she phones a friend, they're doing their research and she's doing her research, and it kind of like hooks you again to keep on watching as well and just get different perspectives. About Alex's video, Alex, it's kind of like the outside the scope of this video, but if you want to shoot me a DM, I'm more than happy to help you, bro. So just shoot me a DM on Instagram. Jason says, felt like an investigative journalist report. We're going into the house with her. Yeah, it's really, really interesting. Like, and I think that makes a really, really, what I'm seeing from a lot of these viral videos is like they take you along the journey. So when Johnny Harris's favorite videos or biggest videos is like, why are the McDonald's ice cream machines all broken? And he's not telling you what to do. He's like, this is why the McDonald's machines are broken, X, Y, and Z. No, it's really, really interesting. They take you along the journey of discovering the truth, the answer behind like what's going on. So it's really interesting.
Once the seatbelt sign has been turned off.
Okay, so I am currently in a town square, and one of these buildings is not real, but I can't figure out which one that is. So, oh, okay, yeah, I've just seen it.
Okay, it's probably.
Oh, great hook. Okay, I've just seen it. Sorry, that's a really bad accent. Okay, I've just seen it. Like, and then cuts to another scene, and you're just like, my reaction is like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I want to know more. That's really, really great storytelling. Let's keep on watching.
Probably at this point that I should explain what I mean by fake buildings. Like, what are we looking at?
These buildings are not designed to mimic the architecture of a different place, nor are they empty shells for movie sets. These buildings are different.
What we've got here is probably best described by the photographer Robin Collier when he said that buildings like these ones are forms pretending to be something other than their function. The form is usually made to blend into the surroundings, to look like any other apartment in the city or house in a neighborhood.
Is it? No, somebody lives here.
Okay, I found the right house.
This is legitimately not scripted, but I just walked past the fake building. What I was getting confused by was this is all.
Okay, so what's really interesting is like this legitimately is not scripted. I just walked past a fake building. And in my head, like my personal reaction is like my reaction is like, how do you even know if it's fake? If it's even fake. That's really interesting, right? And it just kind of, this is a great hooking. So one of the things I noticed about this video is that there's like great re-engagement of the storytelling too. So it's really interesting. Let's keep on watching.
All apartment buildings, and then this right here, you can kind of see that this is all fake.
But not all fake buildings are that convincing.
Ooh, that's a great segue, or a great re-engage. Not all. And from the viewer POV, like, wait, there's more? That's what I'm thinking. Huh. Let's keep on watching.
But not all fake buildings are that convincing.
What to tell you? Well, it's underwhelming. It just exists.
But all these buildings exist
So that the function, whatever is inside, doesn't disrupt the visual atmosphere. So what's inside?
It all starts with the sign on the door. High voltage, keep out.
There's like a little gated area here, so I'm gonna try and...
Again, there's re-engagement here where it's like it points at a single thing. And like what I liked about was like she incorporates the visual to this, right? So there's that. But then if we go back like 1 or 2 frames, so if I go like
atmosphere. So what's inside?
It all starts with the sign on the door.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this, throw it right here, and it's really interesting. Like I like that. I like those visual anchors, right? And if you watch the this is why like Johnny Harris videos always go like viral or something. One of the fans made it. It talks about this like, oh, this is that, and then it gives context later.
High voltage, keep out.
There's like a little gated area here, so I'm gonna try and just look. Okay, can I just... Whoop. Oh, sick.
This is an electrical substation, and it's the only thing inside this house.
Holy shit.
This is what it looks like when it's not in a fake house. Basically, it transforms electricity from the really dangerous high...
That's a really interesting take. This is what it looks like when it's not a fake house. So that's a great analogy, like a really great connection, right? Like, you know, you could literally say like, hey, inside these houses there's like a bunch of like voltage things or whatever, right? But like by saying what it's like without like the whole house part, it really paints a stronger connection in terms of what she's trying to communicate. So I like that.
This is what it looks like when it's not in a fake house. Basically, it transforms electricity from the really dangerous high voltage energy generated in a power station to something you can safely use in your home. But it's not just Toronto. There are plenty of places with hidden substations.
And this is a fake building. It is actually an electrical transformer, and you can tell it's a transformer because there are a bunch of "you will be electrocuted" and die signs on the one door that lets you into the building. Other than that, it is basically just a wall.
However, fake buildings disguise more than just substations.
Ooh,
There
okay.
are those...
This is really interesting because like this is kind of like the reveal at this point, right? This is a fake building. This is an electrical transformer, right? And you can tell because there's a bunch of like, you'll be electric. But my question is like, how do you engage the viewer after you kind of explain it? Because most people will just click off once they get the answer, right? And so like this part prolongs the video. It adds another thing in her language. However, fake buildings disguise more than just substations. There's digital oil rigs, blah, blah, blah. Let's keep
However, fake buildings disguise more than just substations. There are those oil rigs in LA, cell phone towers in church steeples, a nuclear bunker in an Essex cottage, a pump station in North Carolina, and in high-density places with tunnels for cars or trains, there are disguised ventilation shafts.
On the map, this building doesn't actually have a roof. It's just a massive hole.
So, this place was gutted by New York's IRT in the 1900s to bring fresh air into the subway system to avoid carbon monoxide buildup and to serve as an emergency exit.
Senator Catherine Cortez Masto is letting violent criminals run wild.
I apologize.
She
I
even
don't have
voted against
YouTube
a measure to
on this.
keep dangerous predators behind bars. Cortez Masto puts criminals first. Stop the insanity.
Stop the insanity. Oh my god. Skip.
Introducing.
So, that is what fake buildings are usually hiding.
And it's really interesting because there's if you look at the graph, when he says like this is what a fake building is, like you can tell people are going back and rewatching that part over and again by looking at these blips in the timeline.
But why do these things need to be hidden in the first place? I figured it was a safety measure to prevent curious urbanites from accidentally electrocuting themselves or falling down a ventilation shaft. But it turns out the actual answer is hard to find, because I don't think we were supposed to care this much.
So rather than just taking you like telling you flat out, right? She kind of like mysteriously hooks you with like a statement like this, right? The answer is actually a lot harder to find, and then it provides more context after. Super interesting.
Buildings are basically just gift wrapping on a box, icing on a cake. Like we discovered, the important thing is what's inside. A result of this is that there doesn't seem to be a lot of energy put into documenting the story of the outside, which makes my question of why make very realistic fake buildings very hard to answer. So I decided to try and start at the beginning and look into the history of fake buildings nearby. Okay, so I think I might have something. Back in the 1900s, when electricity was really new and expensive.
This is really gritty. I love this. I love this like investigative vibe, right? It reminds me of like the old movies back in the day. Explanation rather than doing a whole boring talking head, she makes it really interesting and kind of like you're with me. So it's really interesting.
Exciting, they put these substations in these really grandiose buildings. This was around the same time that dude was building this castle in Toronto before he bankrupted himself, but the good times can't last forever, and World War II rolls around. Not good, famously. Economic hardship, rationing comes into play, and a bunch of people are moving towards the city to work in manufacturing, rapidly forming a bunch of suburbs. And what do they need? I wish I had like an animation. Can I?
I like those something I really like are those like really human expressions almost, right? Like where it's kind of like do I like those like type of things just because it makes it more human. Because like ever since I started focusing on more like how do I retain a lot of my viewership, it became too polished where it becomes a little bit disconnected. But this channel does they do a really good job of adding those human comedic elements back into. So it's really interesting.
I got it. But what do they need? Electricity. So Toronto's power company is faced with a situation where they need a bunch more substations in residential areas and they need to be cheap to make. What do? Well, I found this blog post. Specifically, I found this comment under the blog post. It says that their mother says that their grandfather, Harold Bodwell, was tasked with designing substations to fit in, so he chose houses. Genius. But can we trust a
I like this zoom in too as she's like pointing into text. The editor was really good at this too. I really like that a lot. I'm gonna actually, in all these notes, by the way, just to give you guys context too, is like I'm gonna be forwarding this to my editor so we can emulate some of this sort of stuff and shoot more.
comment? We gotta corroborate, so I found this other article that also credits Harold Bodwell. Unfortunately, in the very next sentence, they misspell his name. Red flag, but we persist. So, I go into Toronto's archive of city directories, flip back to the early 1900s, and who do I find but a draftsman named Harold A. Bodwell. So his middle name starts with an A. What can we do with that? Except, go to the Bodwell family homepage. It is an online family tree for all North Americans with the last name Bodwell. Is your last name Bodwell? You're probably on this. And who do I find except for Harold Alfonso Bodwell? And he has a kid, Marion Colton, who, in 1930s...
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of like the true crime vibe. You know how like true crime people, like it almost reminds me of Bose's channel, where she does like kind of the investigative type of thing, and they're just leading you down their thought process and stuff, and a little bit quirky and stuff like that, and it's just a little bit animated. I like that. Let's not show my dashboard. Let's keep on going.
7 marries Richard Reed Smith, and their child could be none other than M.S. Smith. I don't know what this proves. I just know that I spent the last 2 days putting it together.
Now that the Supreme Court has overturned Roe v. Wade, 1 in 3 women live in states with abortion bans. And now there's a bill before Congress to ban abortion nationwide, even in Nevada. Dina Titus is fighting back. Tell Dina Titus thank you.
Almost done, guys, with this first video.
This is
okay.
I think the thing that's bothering me is the fact that these are electricity services, transit systems, oil companies. They are not known for caring a lot about their impacts on the environment. So why do it?
So why do it? Why are they covering up their infrastructure? I like this. This is a really, really good, like, so I noticed like the things I try to take notes on are like the moments where, you know, it re-engages the viewer and they ask really interesting questions that I'm actually thinking as a viewer, right? As I'm watching this, I'm thinking about why would anybody do this? right? And she just said it right in the video. So that's something I'm learning actually in this channel. It's like, how is she like, the level of empathy that the level of questions that they ask are the natural questions that I'm thinking, and that's what makes a really, really good YouTube video from what I'm realizing, because it's probably not me only going through this. It's probably other people that are thinking this too.
Are they covering up their infrastructure in fake buildings that are so realistic that you might walk by and never notice? So I tried to look at more modern sources and watched webinars and town halls. Double-speed playback was humanity's most important invention. I spread my research out to other countries. L'architecture? De la Rue. I don't speak French. I also realized that the UK has fake buildings and Taha did not need to go to Paris.
My lawyers will be in contact.
So I think I have an answer, or a theory. Two theories. Theory 1 starts in a neighborhood with a need, like power, ventilation, or sewage.
Ooh, I like this. I like this little diagram thing. This video took probably at least a month to actually create. Like, knowing all these small nuances, by the way, like, this is not a video that they slapped together in their car. It took a lot of thought. And I like this like visual model / diagram, because they could have just went into like they could have just animated something, but this is actually really smart. It reminds me of the Mr. Shy City like vibes back when he got a ticket and then he actually drew out something. There's something that's really cool about seeing these like mini models and stuff. This was really, really planned out very well.
The kind of utility infrastructure that overall improves lives, but can negatively impact its immediate neighbors, leading to the nickname NIMBY facilities, or not in my backyard. The arguments against these facilities are usually based in lifestyle and investment conflicts, with residents fearing the loss of neighborhood resources, potential danger, and other consequences that not only make
That's really good. Oh man, this is so
are usually
beautiful.
based in lifestyle and investment conflicts, with residents fearing the loss of neighborhood resources.
Yeah, this is really, really good. And what I really like about this too is like this takes a lot of planning, by the way. And I'm not sure if this would be something I would do like in my videos, but I want to try and incorporate it in my next few videos. I really also like how they took like kind of like the text and the text that they chose and kind of overlaid it with the actual video too.
Potential danger.
Like, this is really cool. I like this. This diagram is like super, super cool. So it's like blending the reality versus yeah, this is really solid video, dude. And let's move this under here.
And other consequences that not only make living in a community less pleasant.
LX81 says, people are visual learners, so this helps people a lot. It really does. And I'm not sure if you guys like follow my other channel. I actually started a inbound sales and offers and kind of like, it's called Sell Without Selling. And I'm trying to incorporate like, how do I make something really, really fun and interesting? And like, that's why I like the videos I mostly chose. Not all of them are educational like this, but the ones that I chose, I'm just wondering like, how do you make an educational video like this really, really interesting, right? So you bring up a great point, Alex.
They can also harm property value, which alienates people who see housing as an investment instead of a human right. I understand a lot of these concerns, but sometimes it's just straight up whack. Listen to this dude talk about a parking lot.
This parking lot is a hub. It's the heart of the community.
It's the hub. Now here's him talking about unhoused people.
To increase the population density here with 64 units of people going through the most troubling, difficult times of their lives, this may not be the appropriate place to do it.
An affordable house? But motives aside, people with NIMBY mentalities can be incredibly influential in North American urban design. It's because they tend to participate more in local politics, which informs things like zoning laws. So theory 1 is that developers with essential projects will cover them in incredibly realistic fake houses just to protect the property value and lifestyles of people with NIMBY.
That's really smart. I like the top-down shot with the blocks. top-down shot with the blocks is really good. That's really good. It's very visual.
Bummer. But what about theory 2? What about
this? What an undisguised substation actually looks like. There's a bunch of metal rods and signs that promise they will kill you. Imagine if that was your neighbor. So theory 2 for why we have fake buildings is just good urban design.
Our environment can impact our health simply by how it's designed. It influences our sense of safety and the way we socialize. Aesthetic justice theorizes that just like clean air and access to education, well-designed environments are also a social good, one that can improve our quality of life.
If that's true, then it just makes sense to approach designing the form with as much thoughtfulness as we do the function.
Because a substation that powers the neighborhood can also make the person next door feel anxious.
It's just a bit scary.
And a ventilation shaft that clears the air can become the center of mysteries and conspiracies.
So theory 2 is that designers recognize that good function can't exist without good form, and they decided that the best form may sometimes be one that fits
into the hearts of cities or quiet suburbs all around the world. Unremarkable until you take a closer look.
Ooh, that's really good. Unremarkable until you take a closer look. Except for this building. That's a really good hook. I like that.
Except for this building.
And I like the immediate cut to ending. Wow. And if you look at all the people, like even this end screen, right? Like, dude, this is a lot of people like just doing this, just doing this one video, right? Yeah. Sorry, let's go back for a second.
He's against
this building is.
So what I like to do, I'm not going to answer all these questions like in here, but what I like to do is I like to organize by top comments and just seeing like the discussion in the comment section. A lot of times like discussion in a comment section can reveal a lot about what people actually think about the video. And something that I'm learning from Film Booth, this YouTube channel, which is really, really entertaining, and they talk about YouTube a lot, are the comment goals, right? So this is, let's take a look at the top comments, right? Let me just copy paste. I got to redo this whole thing too. Comments. Cool. I worked in flood, blah blah blah, told. I spent hours cutting hedges, planting flowers. Okay. It kind of what's interesting about this comment, it kind of validates what everything is being said in the video. It's like, oh yeah, as a blah blah blah. This is a top comment thing that I'm seeing in like rap videos or like different other videos, and they say like, as a blah blah blah, this is actually true. So it's interesting. Not surprised that this is a top comment too. Speaking as someone who's helped design a city substation and pump enclosures, I think she could have found the answer in a more succinct way. Interesting. Let's throw this in. I grew up in Long Beach. The city has fake islands to drill for oil. Okay. Let's look for more comments. This is really interesting. Melissa. Well, this is underwhelming. It's pretty interesting. Those top moments where people just react. One of my favorite things to look at is like the jokes inside these videos too. Okay. Oh, let's look at this one. No, silly. Okay. All these other comments are Taha traveling, yeah, and it talks about the videos. These are probably the diehard fans. Okay. Let's go on to the next video. I think that wraps up this video. I'm kind of curious, like, what are your thoughts about this video? Did you like it? What are some of the things that you liked about this video? What are some things that you didn't like about the video? Let me know. Very curious. The next video, since that was quite a heavy video, I thought, hey, why not go into the GOATs of all time? He's definitely not my favorite creator, but I know he's a lot of people's favorite creators, but Mr. Beast over here. something that's really interesting about this thumbnail is this is the thumbnail that I ripped off the Explore page. YouTube tends to favor Mr. Beast a lot because he generates a lot of money. But very interestingly, what I like about the thumbnail is the exaggerated normal items. And you'll see this with Mr. Beast's thumbnails a lot. He'll blow up normal items, and it's just like very shocking. Like, I think about, wow, this is shocking. Mr. Beast or Jimmy face is like exaggerated and excited, and it makes you wonder, like, POV, like, why is Jimmy so excited? It's just really interesting, right? Just from the thumbnail. And it's pretty high quality because, like, they have the Gaussian in the back blurred out. I'm not sure how they created this thumbnail, but it's really, like, I haven't seen a good video yet on how, like, Jimmy creates his thumbnails, because, like, they're all so, like, exaggerated and all that sort of stuff. And I found some people on Fiverr that do the very interesting things. But let's go into Mr. Beast's video.
This is the largest slice of pizza in the entire.
Let's turn off this and let's turn on show transcript. Let's toggle off the things. So what's really interesting about Mr. Beast, we'll watch the first bit.
Entire world. Look how long it is.
Well, let's go back.
This is the largest slice of pizza in the entire world. Look how long it is. This pizza is literally 6 feet and taller than Carl. My ego's shattered. It just doesn't stop. It's still going. It's still going. It's so.
Okay, what's really interesting about this is, like, every Mr. Beast video, and we'll spend a little bit more time on this, is like, feels like, I don't like this, by the way, like he's yelling at you. There was a video about, like, the Mr. Beastification of, like, YouTube, and it talks about, like, Mr. Beast is always yelling at you and shit. So it's really, really interesting. And, like, I like this this part where he compares the pizza to Carl, one of the cast members, and it's just really, really, like, this is really interesting. This pizza is literally like, it took a lot of thought for that comment to come into play, so that's really interesting. Like, I wouldn't have thought that.
This pizza is literally 6 feet and tall. It just doesn't stop. It's still going. And this is Joey Chestnut, the fastest competitive eater in the entire world. I'm hungry. And not only does he hold the world record for hot dogs eaten, but he has so many more. Here's a quick montage of it. He literally.
Interesting. This is Joey Chestnut. So this is really interesting that he's setting up. He's almost like setting up the premise of the video. So let's go here. Shit. Let's go here. Joey Chestnut. But he doesn't say Joey's going to eat the pizza. You just assume. You kind of like assume. And I spelled assume wrong, but it's okay. There we go. There we go. Really interesting. Shit.
And this is Joey Chestnut, the fastest competitive eater in the entire world. I'm hungry. And not only does he hold the world record for.
Fast forward this for a second.
He literally holds the world record for holding the most. This guy is insane. And before we eat 18 pounds of pizza, let's see how much Chris, Chandler, and I weigh. Combined, me and the boys weigh 537 pounds. We should be easily able to out-eat Joey.
We're big boys.
He only weighs 229 pounds.
What? Well, that's a big mama.
Mr. Joey, here is your world record slice of pizza.
I'm really hungry right now. This looks good.
This is 9 pounds. It's like you're eating Chris's baby.
Yeah, bruh.
We're doing what now? And this is our slice of pizza, boys. It is massive.
If I eat the crust, I'm gonna swell up. He's gonna demolish that whole thing.
We have 2 identical slices of pizza, and me, Chris, and Chandler are gonna try to eat our
so this is important. He's setting up the stakes at this point, right? So, like, We have 2 identical slices of pizza, and before Joey eats his. So he's like, why this actually matters, what's the challenge, why you should watch this video. It's just really interesting how Mr. Beast does it, and he does it very simply and just really, really interesting. And this actually makes, this is the dilemma, the tension. It's like asking the question, like what in my head, from a point of, like as a viewer point of view, who's going to win, right? That's what I'm thinking in my head.
Before Joey eats his.
Woo, we're gonna win.
Well, like I showed you before, Joey is a monster. He could probably out-eat 10 people if he wanted to. Even if we...
Something interesting to watch too is like Mr. Beast always cuts like every 3 to 4 seconds. So I'll play the video and you can see this.
We are constantly stuffing food in our mouth. I don't think we'll be able to go as fast as him.
No.
It doesn't make sense.
I agree, guys.
You might be thinking, there is no way this...
Like, he's always cutting every single few seconds. So it's really interesting. He's bringing up the topic that's interesting about food, like how they showed Joey's career. Yeah. Showed Joey's career. Yeah, it's just really, really interesting, right?
This one man right here can out-eat us 3 grown men. This isn't any ordinary man. Joey Chestnut is a freak of nature. He is literally the best eater in the entire world.
It is now time to begin. Joey, give us a countdown from 5 and let's start.
5,
Get
4,
ready, boys. Get ready.
3,
all right.
2,
we cannot let him out-eat
1.
us.
Go!
Eat. All right, what do we do? Okay, all right, so he's starting off by cutting.
What the freak?
So rather than just like interesting enough, like if you go into...
All right, what do we do? Okay.
What do we do, right? Like, rather than just show them eating it, they're like real time strategy, which I really like. Let me move this up so that you guys can see my camera. Right. Oh, right. What do we do? Right. And what's really interesting is like the pizza cutter. Super interesting.
Okay, all right, so he's starting off by cutting.
What the freak is he doing?
This is as fast as I can eat.
He's literally beating us already. There's 3 of us.
I've almost got a slice now.
Wait, so he's doing a foldy thing?
This is so heavy.
There's no way I can do this, man. I'm already full.
That's disgusting.
Oh my god.
It feels like I'm eating a rug.
He's eating way faster than I thought he would. Go give him a violation. I don't know. Just go stop him.
Senator Catherine Cortez Masto is letting violent criminals run wild. She even voted against a measure to keep dangerous predators behind bars. Cortez
I wish there was a
Masto
way
puts
for me to
criminals
like sign
first.
incognito
Stop the
and
insanity.
pass all these like ads. It's
Score
so
low
annoying.
prices and great deals at Target.
Oh, know what I could do? I could sign
You're
in.
not cutting it thoroughly. There's not enough cutting going on. I'm gonna need you to...
Nope.
Guy, he's not listening to me. I don't think he knows I'm here.
He's in the zone. He's like a great white shark. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to swallow the food that's in my mouth.
It is much easier to take a bite and take a sip and eat it.
Yeah, but it tastes so bad.
Okay. So it's really interesting how he says like, again, like the other video, he's taking on like the journey of like how to tackle this problem too. So
There's no way you're doing this. I'm about to barf. My stomach feels so full. How are you still eating? Honestly, I didn't consider that.
I know I'm a ref, but I'm here to bribe. How about 10 grand? And he stopped for 5 minutes. But I need you to acknowledge...
Ooh, interesting. Okay. I like that. Wow. Okay. So the gamification. I like the gamification. Like, how about 10 grand and you stop for 5 minutes? So interesting. It introduces another element that I like wouldn't have expected at all, right? Like, and kind of levels the playing field, because at this moment I'm thinking as a viewer, like, dude, Joey Chestnut's kicking their ass, right? There's no way that they're gonna finish eating this pizza, right? And so by adding
Your bribe. How about
the money phase at for a 5-minute pause, it kind of enables like a handicap too. It's just really, really interesting. That was a very smart move as a content creator.
10 grand, and he stopped for 5 minutes. But I need you to acknowledge that you can even hear me right now, because I can't tell. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, that's a no.
That's the most ferocious no I've ever witnessed in my life.
He came into this wanting to kick our butts, and he's gonna kick our butt.
I'm gonna take this away before he soils it.
So I just want to remind you, this is literally 9 pounds of pizza. It's like eating 10 pizzas by yourself. Words cannot express how full I was feeling.
You still got quite a ways to go, Joey. Are you gonna be able to finish this?
I'm gonna finish it.
Really?
You guys aren't gonna finish?
No way.
You can't give up. No, we're doing it.
I don't see how you're gonna do this. You would think being a competitive eater is fun, but this sucks.
Yo, you guys gotta stop talking and eat. Look at this man, he's almost done.
Yo, I got the pizza sweats bad. I don't even really like pizza that much, I'm not gonna lie. I'm never eating pizza after this.
This is making me angry. I can't eat pizza like this. It's incorrect.
Oh my goodness! Look how much he's eaten. He has like 2 feet left. So his pizza is this long. We still have twice as much pizza left as him. We're not even close. We're tagging you in. We have 4 people now.
Okay.
Eat away.
That's very
Left
interesting.
as him. We're not even close.
Hold on. We're tagging you in. We have 4 people now. That's another element. That's handicap number 2, where it adds another element into the game. Unexpected challenge. I'll call it element 2 is like we're tagging you in. Now we have 4 people. Gamification. Unexpected element number 1. That's really interesting. Huh.
We're tagging you in. We have 4 people now.
Okay.
Eat away.
Bro, you're gonna get
Let's
sick.
beat this video.
Guys, let's try to get a second burst. Let's try to catch up.
I've taken 3 bites. I don't even.
I'm gonna eat over the trash can.
Who would have thought the world's best eater is really good at eating? I had no choice but to bring in another helper.
There's no way Joey can out-eat 5 people. Tyler, come on in.
Thank you. I'm actually really hungry.
Tyler, do what Joey's doing. Oh, no way. Hey, Tyler, if you don't mind, could you not slobber over our pizza? We have to eat. We're trying our best, I promise.
I really feel like I've eaten more than everyone else. There's more pizza on your hand than everybody else has eaten.
Joey, more like slowly.
Oh my God, dude, Tariq, point this camera at the side of his stomach. He was skinny before. It looks like out here. He has 10 pounds just chilling in his stomach.
Oh my god, that's so crazy. Like seeing how much pizza this Joey Chestnut's eating. It's kind of funny.
Right now. He's literally about to finish.
And what's in my mind right now too, as I'm watching this video, is like I know that this video is 8 minutes. How are they gonna prolong it even more? And like, what's really interesting is like there's peaks, but then we're coming up near one of the big peaks right now. So let's keep on watching.
I've probably eaten 10% of what he's eaten, and my eyes are watering. I'm crying in pain. I can honestly say this challenge was harder than counting to 100,000.
I just want to go home.
I'm gonna go poop. He's not gonna come back.
Here's what's going through your stomach right now. Pizza.
It's going down a bit slower than I thought it would. But I'm not looking as bad as them. Dude.
We're trying.
I'm in pain.
This is Tyler's friend Jackson. I'm tapping you in. Go. Jackson
Oh my god. So they just added another person on top of this.
Look as bad as them. Dude.
We're trying.
I'm in pain.
This is Tyler's friend Jackson. I'm tapping you in. Go. Jackson is bringing the velocity we needed.
That was literally completely in Tyler's mouth.
He was doing so well, Carl. His stomach has to be full soon. Let's all kick it into hyperdrive.
Now I know this looks bad. All of us getting out-eaten by Joey Chestnut. And honestly, I don't know how to explain this. I guess there's a reason this guy literally holds 50 world records for eating food. He's really good at it.
Boys, I brought even more help. Head on in. That's it. There's now 7 of us going up against Joey. He's only got that little much left.
Whoa!
If we manage to beat him, I'll give you guys $100,000. All right, bet. I'll get on the ground.
I should have done that sooner. We might have won.
I don't feel good.
For our safety, slow down. We're gonna die over here.
Come on, guys, finish it.
Go, Joey. Go, Joey.
Taylor's the only person to ever cheer for the opposite team.
Hey, he's the winning team.
Think about this. He had a 6-foot giant slice of pizza. And all that is left is this few inches right here. Guys, I hate to admit it, but I think we just lost one final bite. Oh my god.
It was rough, but I found a rhythm. Kept using the water.
All right, so that's very, very interesting. So there was 100K, 7v1, and they still lost, which I'm not surprised. It's Joey Chestnut. He's a professional eater, right? So,
Get it down, clearly.
Oh, we gotta weigh him. Oh my gosh, yes. Before we started, we weighed him, and he weighed 229. Let's go see what he weighs now.
That was one of the hardest challenges of my life.
Oh, I like that. Weight. Before versus after. That's interesting.
Step on the scale. Let's see how much weight you gain. No way. He weighs 250 pounds now. Let me go grab something from the back. Joey, step on the scale. 250 pounds. Joey, you literally gained 21 pounds.
It was a hard challenge, but it felt good knowing I was going to finish it. Towards like when I got to that second half, I was like, oh, it's going down. And when you guys kept adding more people, it was encouragement. I was like, oh yeah, that felt good.
You literally have 21 pounds of pizza in you. Like, just
How does that feel?
Feel kind of bloated, feel tired, exhausted. It's gonna take some recovery time.
Before, we weighed 537 pounds, as you see here. And now we weigh 547. We put on 10 pounds, but we still lost. And to celebrate Joey winning, I made him this pizza trophy. Here you go.
Oh, baby.
It might not be as cool as all those belts and trophies you currently have, but I hope it means a lot.
One of the hardest trophies I've ever had to get. I've never had to work this hard, but it was fun.
Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Now, if you want to be in a video like this in the future, hit the subscribe button because we're gonna start flying in tons of subscribers to be in more videos. I'm not even joking. If you want to be in a future video, hit subscribe. Joey is insane. See you later.
Crazy. This video has like 142 million views. And I'm thinking like, I mean, honestly, it's not one of the best videos I've seen. Like, it was very interesting, but I honestly personally thought the other video was more interesting, but it's crazy. So let's sort by the comments and see what resonated with people. Some people are built different. Interesting. I love the memes. These are my favorite things. Like, can we, or not memes, but kind of like the jokes or reality type of thing. It's really interesting. Oh my god, this is funny as fuck too. So what I like about these comments is like, it just tells me like what kind of stood out in this video, right? And the craziness of the challenge, how big the freaking pizza was and all that. Man. Love that he's down to earth. Okay. I think those are all the major comments. I don't see anything that's too crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see any too many crazy comments, but those are the main top comments. Woo! Man, that is 2 videos down. There's a few more that I want to go over. So I'm going to play these at 1.5x. I think that'll be a lot more efficient. But just really, really interesting how I'm learning a lot, actually. Like, I think this video, Mr. Beast does a really good job at setting the stakes, adding the gamification, like the unexpected moments or elements where they bring on more people, they throw him 100K to see if he's gonna buck or not, but he doesn't. It's just really, really interesting. I think that's that re-engagement part, and I'm just thinking about how can I incorporate some of this re-engagement into my educational videos or these videos where I'm talking, right, where they spark interesting questions and all that. So interesting enough. All right, let's go to the next video. Let's see. Let's go to Casey Neistat video. This one was like earlier today, about this hotel. Casey Neistat is like one of the goats of everything. This is only 6 minutes long. Let me 1.5 this so we can watch it. Immediately, like what's interesting about this thumbnail is like it's a hotel room, but mid action of the coffee. So when I do like the closing my eyes and opening my eyes, like the first thing I look at is the coffee. Actually, that's the first thing that catches my eye. And he's like, oh my god, like the hand in the air is like, oh my god, what's going to happen vibes, right? It's really, really interesting. It's like mid-sentence. This is like very classic old school where you just take a segment of like a still frame and you make that your thumbnail. Very reminiscent of like the 2016, 2017 like Casey Neistat vibes back in the day. So super interesting. Let's watch this video. Love the immediate cuts. So he goes from like, just from production, right? Wide angle, cut in 2 times. Side profile. By the way, this is not easy to do. There's like this guy, Casey probably like got out, and if he's using one camera, like, dude, you have to realize he's like setting up a wide shot, right? And then he just punches in, but then he has to set up the side camera too, which is really, it's not easy, right? This one scene takes a lot of work.
Oh, I just had this dream that I was back in California and that I'd never actually moved back to New York City, and whew, glad that was just a dream.
Oh my god, that was a beautiful transition. Did you guys see that? Let me toggle off though. I had this dream that I actually moved back to New York City, and I'm glad it was just a dream, right? And he goes, it's really interesting. And there was a seamless transition, transition from shock to drone shot. Did you guys see that? It was like very subtle, like right here. See, like that's crazy.
And whew, glad that was just a dream.
Because he's not holding the like the remote for the drone shot. It just seamlessly cuts it. See? Nice.
Just kidding. Could you imagine waking up in a place like this and complaining? It's beautiful here. Okay, check out this hotel room. So I'm back in Southern California for one day for work. And typically when I travel for work, I get good hotel rooms, but this one's next level. Somewhat normal bedroom. Nice, but somewhat normal bedroom. But then look at the size.
Okay. Somewhat normal bedroom. And then it's like, okay, cool. It almost sets up it's a subtle way of setting up a surprise. So like, look at this. It's a subtle normal bedroom, but, and then he goes into like the bathroom.
Of this bathroom, the gigantic bathtub, a window to the gigantic bathtub.
Unusual shot.
Of this bathroom, the gigantic.
Sitting in the bathroom. Sitting in the bathtub.
Gigantic bathtub. A window to the gigantic bathtub. Toilet room. Separate room just for the toilet. And look at the size of this shower. I can fit my entire family of 5 in the shower. Off, on. Luxurious bathrobe. This is just the bedroom here. And then there's this entirely separate room here. It's like a living room situation. Very nice couch. Then you leave the living room. You come into this foyer area. And then in here you've got more bathrobes and, more closet stuff. And then there's an entirely second bathroom. Second toilet room, second.
Wow. Okay. Closet shot. I really like. So something I really admire about Casey is like the shots that he takes, just from a production point of view. He angles it in really weird places, like on the top of the shelf. And then I love his like second bathroom shot. Really interesting how Casey kind of sets this up.
Shower. Hello, where you about this command? Yeah, please. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right there's great.
Random room service.
Thank you. I had forgot that I ordered room service when I started the room tour. So I'm here in Southern California for like a public speaking event, and at these public speaking events, I always talk about like my background, my origin story, how I got started in my career.
Dude, look at that. That's such a Casey Neistat
my
thing.
background, my origin story, how I got started in my career.
Like, dude, he's so quirky. Like, look at this. Quirky Casey. So interesting. What a weird guy. I mean, he's super creative, but it's like super weird guy. I love it.
It gives me such appreciation for this, because getting to do this, it still reminds me of like being a little kid, going on vacation with my parents. All 4 of us, we'd sleep on the floor. My parents would sleep in the bed, and like all 6 of us would typically be in one hotel room, one like Motel 8 room. We never stayed in places like this. I guess all of that just to say, it isn't lost on me how awesome this is.
Ooh, okay. Me engagement hook. How awesome is this? Man, that's a great re-engagement hook. It says this and then cuts into a scene. Cut.
Great hotel room. I gotta go back to New York now. Great hotel room. I live with Candace and my 2 daughters. I live with 3 women. Great hotel room. Now.
So that's super funny. He goes from this hotel room. I didn't even notice this, right? So he goes like transitional scenes. he goes into like this hotel room, into like, check this out. Into his freaking office. That's so peculiar. That's so weird. Oh my god. That's like, it happens so seamlessly that you don't even notice like what the frick is happening. That's so interesting. Like, man, there's levels to this game, and like his transitions are like seamless. It's really interesting. Let's keep on going.
Great hotel room. You know, I live with Candace and my 2 daughters. I live with 3 women, and while I love where I live, my apartment it's not like mine. I sleep there. It's where I go when I leave this office, but it doesn't feel like it's mine. It doesn't feel like it's my space. This studio, this is my space. And when I wasn't, for the last couple of years when I wasn't in New York City, I didn't have this. Like, I didn't have my space to do my thing, and I underestimated the impact that would have on me. Both like professionally, like as somebody who likes to make stuff, and then personally, like the importance of having a physical space to go to every day that's just my space. But I've been back for a couple of months now, and I really think it's time for me to start making my space, my office, more of my space. This is unfinished.
As he's walking through his studio, I'll go back to where we were, but it is such an interesting studio. Like, there's just stuff all over the place. It's so interesting. Like, his messy, like, this is like, I feel like I'm in his studio as I'm watching this, right? It's really interesting. And then
I wasn't in New York City. I didn't have this. Like, I didn't have my. I think it's time for me to start making my space, my office, more of my space. This is unfinished, and the time has come to correct that.
I like that. Sorry, Grammarly. The time has come to correct that. So I like these transition, like something I've been looking for, like in a lot of more recent videos, are kind of like things where it progresses a story and adds like a little bit of detail, but not too much, and leaves a little bit of curiosity and mystery. Interesting.
It's more of my space. This is unfinished, and
like at this moment, I'm just like, what the hell is Casey doing?
of the entire studio.
Yeah, so this whole time, I actually watched this video a little bit earlier, but he creates this model of his apartment. And then he does some really interesting transitional scenes to kind of let's move this. Creates model of his studio. I like this.
Studio.
Look at that.
Currently, the secret door here separates this space from this space. And what I want to do...
Do you see that? He made a little mental,
here,
like, little model
separates
himself.
this space from this space. And what I want to do... Well, what I want to do is this. I want to remove this entire wall here. This entire wall from edge to edge. Taking that wall and pushing it back.
I like how he demonstrates with the model, like what his plans are. That's so interesting.
Just imagine how big this space would be without this wall here. Then put up a new wall here. And by adding this wall here, the studio will become one gigantic contiguous space. And while this new wall makes this space bigger and square, it creates an entirely new studio space back here. An entirely separate second studio. And the best part of all of it is that there's a door back here. So this separate studio would also have its own entrance. So all that's left now is to build it.
Cut. And this perfectly sets up the next video. So really, really great video by Casey. This was a very interesting video. In my opinion, the story kind of went like all over the place, but That's just my opinion. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong, and he's way more successful than I am. But so interesting. And then he like later like, but his like shots like are amazing. Let's sort by top comments. Doesn't get any better than this. There's one thing I keep in mind for a lot bigger YouTube channels. There's a nostalgic factor for Casey. So people will just love his stuff no matter what. Casey somehow, and this is a interesting brand thing, all right, manages to make new videos that feel like old content he's filmed before. It has that nostalgic feeling. Huh. Interesting. This is the purest form of storytelling. Interesting. Yeah, his transitions are like next level though. Like, I love some of his transitions when he went into when he left the hotel into the office, which was really, really cool. So interesting. And I love Casey because he's like so interesting. Like, look at this, his comment. I should have named this video like MySpace. So interesting. Cool. We'll look at, all right. That wraps up Casey Neistat's video. Let's go into the next video really quick. Delete this. Let's go back one. What's the next video? Ooh, this one was a very, I have no idea who this creator is, but this is a Mr. Beast type of thumbnail. Like, I bought 1 billion of the world's cheapest currency. And something I love about this video is the size differential, the size versus person, right? It's like, and something that's really interesting about this thumbnail, right? If we look at this thumbnail really quickly, is like, it doesn't show like, it also doesn't show which currency in it. And in my head, I'm just like, oh, what is the cheapest currency, right? That's the thing that's in my head right now. Huh. Face, which is really small. It's like, what the fuck? Curiosity. And if you look at the background, tropical vibe. So it hints at where it's at without saying where it's at. So interesting. Huh. Let's watch this.
This is one Vietnamese dong, and it's...
Oh my god, please don't tell me it's a Vietnamese dong. I always make fun of Vietnamese dong, by the way. This is interesting. It is about Vietnamese dong. What up, Vietnamese people? Intro. I like the whole, like, this is one Vietnamese dong, right? And you'll notice a lot of YouTubers do that. This is blah, 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 right? They show something really interesting. So I hope as we're breaking down more of these videos, like, you can see some common trends behind creators and what's like optimized in the algo and stuff. So let's keep on watching. I'll watch like a few seconds of this.
Technically the least valuable piece of metal in the world. And this is 1 billion.
Oh my god. I like that drop. We're going to just watch the intro for this. This is 30 minutes long. I don't want to watch the whole thing.
If you wanted to know what that is, 1 world. And this...
That's interesting. That's a very interesting shot. We'll watch the first 30 seconds of this. Drop of Vietnamese dong. Super interesting. Like, I love the drop. It's really interesting.
This is 1 billion dong. If you wanted to know what that looks like, you should have just asked your mother. However, today my friends we're in Vietnam. And we're going to be seeing what you can get with one
hero shot Almost feels like in a Marvel movie almost, right? With the with this part. It feels like you're in a movie in the music. Right? It just gives off that Marvel vibe for me.
And we're going to be seeing what you can get with 1 billion of the world's cheapest currency. Now, we're currently in the beautiful Ha Long Bay in North Vietnam. And we have a flight leaving from Ho Chi Minh City in the very south of the country that leaves in 4 days.
Maps. Leaves. Stakes. So as they're setting up the stakes, like I'm watching for that, leaves in 4 days.
Time. And myself and editor Mikey here are going to be living the life of luxury whilst we tour this beautiful country. Let's have it. Cheers. Dear Will, have you completely lost touch with the out?
Huh. I like this first scene with the bottle and stuff like that. So one of the things that I'm thinking in my head is like, okay, what's the whole purpose of this video so far, right? Like they're going on this thing. Yes, they revealed that it's a Vietnamese dong. That's like the world's like cheapest like or whatever currency, right? But it doesn't really say what they're going to be like doing. They're just going from, we have a flight leaving from Ho Chi Minh City that leaves in 4 days and living the life of luxury. So the real storyline is like, what can you get off of living off of 1 billion Vietnamese dong, right? That's kind of like the stakes. Move this here. Move this here. What is life like with 1 million Vietnamese dong?
Outside world. Oh, let's go and spend our YouTube money in a country where everything is cheap. I bet you don't even know how much a bottle of milk costs, you big-chinned wanker. Because of this, we're keeping all your money hostage until you prove that you deserve it. Here is your first Revolut Visa card, more on that later. To unlock your next one, make it to Hanoi by nightfall using only Vietnamese. We can't speak Vietnamese. I can. No, you can't. Vâng. Em có thể. Well, great. Anyway, let's sack this GCSE drama skills off and go get some cash out. All right, my friends, so with that, the clock was ticking. And with only 2 dong between us and neither of those being cash, we headed off to find an ATM and discover how much was on our first card.
We're going to watch 5 minutes of this and then move on to the last video.
Haha, okay, my friends, we found one. On our first card, we have 500,000 dong. Parking sorted, that's easy. Let's just get a cab, I suppose. How much is that?
Joe Lombardo said he'd sign a new abortion ban in Nevada.
Of course, they get targeted more government ads,
who have abortions,
voting ads.
Even consider restrictions on birth control.
Let's get rid of this.
Keep abortion legal. Keep birth control legal. Stop Joe Lombardo.
15 quid. All right, my friends, I've been looking at our options to get back to Hanoi. The cheapest way is train. However, the train takes 7 hours and we've already missed it. A taxi would be 2.5 hours, but that's 1.65 mil. Okay. We don't have 1.65 mil. So I think our only... Can I bao nhiêu tiền? Okay, what did you say? I said, hello. He said, I figured. I said, that thing, how much? He's probably going to give us the foreigner price. Yeah, the foreigner price is fine. But you spoke the language. I feel like a dickhead. All right, what's like hello or what's like nice to meet you? So you go ciao, sin ciao. It's like hello. Oh, like that's like everything. And then nice to meet you, just maybe say toy map. Toy map. Yeah, toy map. Toy map. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Toy map. Một ngày, bao nhiêu tiền? 150,000 đồng. Có thể giảm giá cho.
That's so funny, like when they speak to you, like it's really interesting when when they speak back to you in English, they know that you're like not a native. Obviously, look at this.
Một ngày, bao nhiêu tiền? 150,000 đồng. Có thể giảm giá cho em được không? 160. 160. Trong mình nghĩ chuyện nữa. Trong mình phải lãi. Cảm ơn. All right, I think he's done it. I think we've got one. Dễ, rất dễ. Chào cô. Cô khỏe không? Cô tên là gì? Tôi mập. Anh ấy rất ngủ.
I already lost my attention with this. This is kind of boring, in my opinion. Let's look at the comments really quickly and see what people liked about it. I think like this video was really interesting premise of like, I don't think it's a bad video. I mean, I honestly would, like, if I wasn't on stream, I'd probably watch a lot more of it. But it's just like kind of. So let's look at the comments really quickly. I just felt like whatever was in the like, if I imagine this video based off the title, is like, okay, what is the cheapest currency, right? Like, that's phase 1, and it's going on this discovery of finding the cheapest currency in the world, right? And going on this journey. And then imagine like going on this journey of like, okay, how much can we buy like a US dollar or British pound, whatever the currency is, like how much could we get, just to give more relative like numbers and stuff. And then the third thing is like, okay, let's actually go to a country and see how much like $1 US or X amount of dollars could buy you in this country, right? Day-to-day living, right? Day in the life video. So that's what I imagined this video to be initially, but I'm not saying their approach was bad or anything. Obviously it has like a crap ton of views. It's I think at 4.8, right? But that's just like what's going on in my mind. I just felt like it was a little bit incongruent just watching the first 4 minutes of this video. So let's look at the comments. Me speaking. Oh my god, so funny. They're making a joke about saying that he's like fat the whole time. I almost didn't watch this because I was uninterested by a title, but the production is insane. He changed the title. Okay, so it's interesting. They changed the title of this video. 10 out of 10 content. That's funny. So when they make fun of creators, it's really, really interesting. I'm actually more entertained. Oh, this is an interesting one. I'm actually more entertained by the video before I clicked it. I assume that you go around London, blah, blah, blah. This is top tier production, entertaining throughout, and showing his knowledge of the language. Interesting. People would actually really like this video. I might have to watch this on my personal time and just like look at it, but it's just, man, prime time. As a Vietnamese, yeah. All right, these are the comments that kind of spoke to me. Okay, cool. So we have this video. Let's take a quick look at the finals video study video. So what can $100 get you in Dubai? So I think this is the title, $100 in Dubai. To be honest, so for this one, I'm not too big of a fan of like text. I like more cleaner. This is a pretty clean thumbnail. Clean thumbnail. Personally, I'm not that big on like personally big with text in thumbnails. It blocks out Dubai in the background. It's interesting, but it doesn't, like, if I looked at this thumbnail right without the text, I'm not sure if I would know if I'm in Dubai, to be honest with you. Granted, I've never been in Dubai and I'm not like big on traveling in Dubai, but it's just interesting to see like I'm not sure, like I said, it's a the face / emotion / vibe is like curiosity. Huh, interesting. Okay, cool. So that's like that. Let's watch this video. Let's turn on the transcript really quick. Toggle off.
This is what $100.
Ooh, that transition was sick.
This is what $100 gets in Dubai.
What?
Now, I've done this $100 challenge all over the world, from affordable places like Vietnam to incredibly expensive countries like Switzerland. And so far, I've successfully been able to survive.
So what's really interesting about it is like the first second that really caught my eye. This is what $100 gets in Dubai. With the zoom in. Oh, sorry, I wrote that already. And it's interesting because he talks about, this is a very subtle way that he talks about his channel, right? Like what his channel is about. Let me zoom up. Huh.
At least 24 hours in each place I've attempted. But with this being my first time in Dubai, and what I've heard is one of the most expensive cities on the planet, I'm a tad bit worried this video might get cut very short. So let's see exactly what $100 can get you in Dubai, UAE.
So we just made it here to the airport, and first up, we need to get into the Dubai Marina where we plan to stay, and a lot of the things that we want to do in Dubai are. So, luckily here in Dubai, they have a day pass for $6 per day. With that ticket, you can take the Metro Unlimited.
Ooh, I like that effect of these travel videos, and they have like the bottom, the money counter. That's a really good effect. I like that.
All day, wherever you want in the city. So we're getting that right now. We're gonna head to the Dubai Marina.
Now that the Supreme Court has overturned Roe v. Wade, 1 in 3
Man,
women live in states with
I hate these
abortion
political ads. They're the worst.
So we just made it here to the Dubai Marina where we're gonna be staying for the night. And for this video, we're going to see what $100 gets us here in Dubai. I'm guessing probably not much. So first things first, we're gonna check into our hotel and show you what we got for the night. Since when we were looking, we weren't able to find anything under $100. So a little piece of advice, if you are coming here and trying to spend under $100 for the day, you gotta bring a friend. That's what I'm here for. Since we booked a room that was $124 per night, so if you split it, then it's only $62. So Chris, let's go check out this place. What are your expectations for a place that's $124, which I would say is relatively low here in Dubai?
Pretty low for a place like Dubai, let alone the Dubai Marina, which is a very poppin' area, fun. I feel like places here are able to charge a premium, so I don't know. Hope we luck out.
All right, expectations are low, but we'll see. Guys, I am thoroughly impressed.
I really like this guy's shots. Production value with the wide city shots is really nice. I just imagine myself like kind of in like this city, there with him almost, right? And it just helps with the immersion into a place.
For the price of this place, this is a pretty sweet deal. It's pretty much an apartment. We have this nice sized living room with a kitchen. There's 2 bathrooms, as well as a bedroom with 2 beds and just these massive floor to ceiling windows with pretty amazing views. And this is my first time here in Dubai.
Not gonna lie, this is actually a really nice hotel for just like $100. Pretty cool.
But Chris has been here a few times.
4th time.
4th time. So he's gonna be my tour guide, and I'm so excited, and I cannot wait to go explore somewhere new, especially here in Dubai. So let's get out of here. What's up? Yeah.
Not allowed here. Do you have a security pass?
Not allowed to make little videos here?
Not allowed here. Without security pass.
What?
To take a video, not allowed.
Are you joking?
No, seriously.
You're serious?
So I just got in trouble for using my camera, since I did forget the culture here where it's not normal to be vlogging, running around and filming people out in public. So switched over to the telephone. Hopefully don't get in trouble for this. But I did want to showcase what the beach is like here in Dubai. Since this is one of the few beaches here in the city that is free.
You split it, then it's only 62.
Oops.
An area, fun. I feel like places here.
Not allowed here. Do you have a security pass?
Not allowed to make little videos.
It's interesting. There's an uptick when he gets in trouble, so super interesting.
Allowed here. Without security pass.
What?
To take a video, not allowed.
Are you joking?
No, seriously.
You're serious?
So I just got in trouble for using my camera, since I did forget the culture here where it's not normal to be vlogging, running around and filming people out in public. So switched over to the telephone. Hopefully don't get in trouble for this. But I did want to showcase that. Chris will have to use the rest of the budget for this video on bail.
Telephone clips from that. It's time for this What a Show though. Dubai. great energy so far. Curious to see how much a dinner at a typical spot's gonna cost me. This is my first time coming face to face with the Burj Khalifa, and holy shit, this thing's f***ing massive. You know, even coming from New York City where I live, there's just nothing that compares to this beast. Look at this thing.
So we have the biggest mall in the world next to the biggest building in the world.
So now for dinner, we came to this spot called Kana that Chris recommended. And it's a pretty awesome spot. Very authentic, has that local feel. Still have a view of the Burj Khalifa. And then the food, haven't tried it yet, but looks pretty darn delicious. And we got all of this for only $9.50 each.
Wow. That's crazy. Okay. Let's keep on going.
Wow. Am I supposed to be high now?
You do 75.
Let's try this thing out.
And you have to get the double apple flavor.
Never thought I'd be smoking in a vlog, but here we are in Dubai for the vlog. Didn't get any.
Yeah, suck harder, bro.
Wow. Survived for today, but I think a lot of that has to come from being in the center part of Dubai where it felt like Disney World. So the prices were definitely at a premium. But today we just made it here to the old town of Dubai where I think...
All right, I think I'm done watching this video. It's kind of interesting. So I'll tell you this. Some of the things I really liked about this video was that... Actually, let me go back into my Notion board really quickly. Some of the things I really enjoyed about and I gotta go through the comments, but rather than just doing like a travel vlog, right? He made it interesting and gamified it. What I wish, like, I feel like in terms of storytelling, it could have been picked up a little bit better. It was just like kind of bringing us to different places and stuff. And I think if he added another level of narration, like, and this is what happened, or like these hooks that we're seeing in these other videos, it would have improved this storytelling a lot too, right? And engaged it. But let's see what the comments actually say, because this is my opinion at the first this is just like my first opinion too. So let's like look at the comments. Let's sort by top comments. Small tip. So it's interesting. People are really engaging with the tips in a new country. I don't know about that. That looks like a crypto scam. He's showing us, yeah, it's really interesting. So this is like, some people like that simple vibe of a vlog and stuff. Huh. Interesting. Ooh, this is an interesting comment. Like, I didn't know how cheap. So it's kind of like, what's interesting is like when I think Dubai for a second, I think of all like these fancy places and Ferrari World and all this sort of stuff. Like Dubai is pretty freaking crazy when it comes to that sort of stuff. But what was really, really interesting was that he kind of shows you, and we kind of saw it throughout his vlog, where it doesn't have to be so extravagant too, right? And I think that's what makes a lot of these, like major takeaway I'm getting from a lot of these videos is that they show an interesting side. They add some interesting, unexpected things that you normally would not expect. And coming away from like today's video study is just like, oh, there's a lot of interesting, a really great video adds these unexpected elements into the content, right? And when I like talk about like, for example, books or anything like that, I think I need to make it a little bit more entertaining or like challenge the norm a lot of the time too. Like if I'm making these like fast-paced introductional, these high quality videos, the videos that I really liked was actually that first one where I blended a little bit of personality. I was learning something new. I really liked the gamification of Mr. Beast a lot. And then the other videos were all right. Let me see. Let me try to remember what videos. Casey's like production value was really, really good. Just the angles and shots. It just takes a lot. Just like, I'm not saying I'm going to do the same thing, but it just gives me a lot of appreciation for the YouTube art and stuff like that. So there's that. And then the last two were more vlogs type of things, which I don't personally watch too much, but it's just what I did like about both of these videos is like they put a money spin. And what I noticed too is like a lot of the money videos do really, really well on YouTube, and you can probably get higher CPM on it. And then like it was a vlog, but added an interesting like money angle into it as well. So that's pretty much it. So that was my video study. I just wanted to do something a little different today, just to take you behind the scenes. But like, I'm really happy. I got rid of I finished a task that I finished 5 videos today, and I actually skipped 5 videos. Typically I review a video a day. So I just crammed it all in today, which was amazing. So yeah, in the future, I want to just bring you behind the scenes of like more of what I'm doing and stuff too. And this week I have a few more videos I'm going to be uploading. We had a problem with Dropbox this whole week and finally got resolved. But yeah, stay tuned for this video. And if you're like, I believe LX like 81 was interested in like inbound sales. Yeah, like follow, like if you're interested in that sort of stuff, I have a separate channel for that, which I'll be uploading to this week. I also have a newsletter too, refugiehustle.com/newsletter for my personal one, and kaizenclosing.com/newsletter too. If you just click my links, you'll be redirected to everything. But that's pretty much it. I appreciate y'all. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.